Our reading this morning comes from 2 Kings chapter 6, beginning at verse 1, and it's on page 374 of the Church Bibles. The company of prophets said to Elisha, "Look, the place where we meet with you is too small for us. Let us go to the Jordan, where each of us can get a pole, and let us build a place there for us to meet." And he said, "Go." Then one of them said, "Won't you please come with your servants?" "I will," Elisha replied. And he went with them. They went to the Jordan and began to cut down trees. As one of them was cutting down a tree, the iron axe head fell into the water. "Oh no, my lord," he cried out, "it was borrowed." The man of God asked, "Where did it fall?" When he showed him the place, Elisha cut a stick and threw it there, and made the iron float. "Lift it out," he said. Then the man reached out his hand and took it. This is the word of the Lord.
My name is Alex Troje, and I am ministering. I'm a pastor in a small Baptist church in Romania, in Oradea. I am married to a beautiful wife, very smart. She's a probation officer, so I keep asking myself, why did she marry me? And we have 3 beautiful children. Our oldest daughter, Rebecca, she's 24 now. Our son, 21, Abiel. And our youngest daughter, Raisa, she's 11. They are very smart, like their mother. Now, I checked with Rose from Master Seed that I can use this joke. So if it's not going to work well, talk to her, okay? I have heard that in heaven, we'll speak English. You know why? Because Americans and British people are too spoiled to learn another language. But somebody said that we'll speak in heaven Romanian. Oops, you know why? Because it takes an eternity to learn it. But let's try. Let's start from here in case that will be the case. So, when we meet, we say pace. Can you try to say with me pace? Okay, and this means peace. So we'll say pace. And sometimes I will add to that bucurie. That's a little bit harder, but we can try. Bucurie. One more time. Bucurie. So I'll just put together pace, bucurie. And bucurie means joy, delight. So when we greet people with peace and joy, or pace, bucurie, we wish them the blessings of having peace with God and with one another. And also we wish them to have that joy which comes from walking with God and serving God. So today I greet you like in Romania. Pace și bucurie. May the Lord give you peace. And may the Lord give you joy. That unique joy which comes from knowing Him and serving Him. Amen? And we can try another word that's easy, amin. That's close. Now, as I speak in English, please use your autocorrect capacity, you know. So it may be grammar, it may be syntax, it may be pronunciation. Use it well, and in this way the sermon will come out perfect for you. And I said the joy of serving God. You know, sometimes we serve, we minister in different capacities, preaching, singing, visiting, donating, many, many things. But there is no joy. From many, many reasons, we can serve without joy, without delight in our souls. So many times I am asking myself, when do we truly enjoy our ministry? You know, after a while of ministering and servicing, I ask myself, when do we truly enjoy serving our God? And I found out that this little story is actually the answer to the question. We have in this passage a bunch of prophets, servants, preachers, full of excitement. Very seldom we have people in our churches, at least in Romania, full of excitement. Excitement to serve. These guys have good ideas. They say to Elisha, let's go. We need another place, another sanctuary, a few more classrooms for our school. Let's go together to build it. Usually people just throw on us the ideas and we have to work them. But here you have this group of people very excited, and the Hebrew, it's written in a way which shows that, yes, let's do it, let's go, it's time to do this ministry. Elisha responds, unmatching their enthusiasm with a very short, almost grumpy go. But they are so happy and so enthusiastic that they keep asking him, please come with us, please come with us. So he joins. And then the traveling starts. And when the Bible was written, the narrators invite us to visualize. Some of the things are left for us to see with our eyes. When they traveled, it took a few days. It wasn't just a short travel from here to there. It was a traveling of a bunch of guys very excited with what they were going to do. Have you seen guys excited with what they will have to do? And when you travel together, what do? You keep talking about the things which you are going to do. And they are just, you have to picture in your mind these prophets. Let's go, let's do it. One of the guys, the main architect, you do that, you do the other one, you start there, you start in the other place, you cut the trees, you bring the trees. So with each step, their joy and excitement grows because they want to do something great for the Lord. It's like maybe people from Jersey playing football or rugby against Guernsey. And they travel to their neighbors. And they want to win. And they are full of joy. And all what they talk about, it's not the weather or the price of the traveling or the new price of the food. It's about how they will gonna win. And each step, it's just excitement and excitement. Or just like the ladies, when they can go to shop unlimited, let's say to Milano or to Rome. I bet if you go to such a trip, you don't say, Lord, may this airplane be canceled or delayed. No, you will just want to go. And you talk about. So that's what they do. They come. And the reason I know this is true, it's verse 3, where it says that they went to the Jordan and began to cut down trees. They didn't relax before, like we would like to do sometimes. When we go in a trip, then we need to rest because of the traveling. Then we need to adjust to the new hour. And then we need just to know the people around. No. They just started right away. That's how the text is written. Because they were so excited to do this ministry for God. And again, I invite you in their construction work. Can you hear them? Maybe joking with one another as we do when we work. Laughing, teasing. Come on, lazy, come on, do it. We need to finish this. Man, that pole, it's straight like this. Fix it. And I think they had a good time together. Can you hear the man with the axe just knocking down tree after tree? It's a bang and another bang. And suddenly you hear, oh no! And you fear that somebody was injured. But you look and you just see that the axe head came out from the handle and flies in slow motion. Comes. And somebody to catch it, but nobody can do it, nobody can do anything. And it's just flying, flying, flying. You hope you'll hit somewhere the land, but actually falls right in the middle of the muddy water of Jordan, splashing around. And in the next second, the joy, it's gone. Everything changed suddenly. Because you cannot work anymore. No other tool. You know that all the people will look at you with that face, and you feel so bad that you cry. Oh no, it's gone. Sometimes that can happen to us. You want to go in a mission trip and you have an accident. It's gone. The joy, the delight, it's gone. Sometimes you want to help someone with a good advice and somehow he didn't understand what you said. He misunderstands. Things go wrong. People start to talk about how good advice you have given. And all the joy, it's gone. It's happening to us. But not only that, the work couldn't anymore be continued because they had no tools. He had to meet the owner. Now for us today, an axe head or an axe, it's nothing. You can go to the next neighbor, to the other one, and you can collect a few tools in a few seconds. But in those times for Israel, that was a very rare tool. Only the Philistines, the enemies, had that. So when they borrowed it, they had to take care. And in case of an accident like this, they had to give it back 3 times more. That was the law. That was the custom. So that guy had to face the owner and explain what happened and take money from his pocket to pay it back. And I think that he had to face his wife, which told him, do not borrow. Don't borrow. It's like if you were gonna borrow a huge, new, expensive tool, no insurance, no guarantee. I know you have that, but let's consider you don't have it. And you borrow it from your neighbor to do something here in the church, and you break it. How you will feel? Oh, I know your wife will tell you, I told you don't borrow it. No. Or let's say you want to take a group to Romania to do a nice mission trip, and you borrow a brand new van from your boss. No insurance, not guarantees. I know you have it, but just pretend don't. And you have an accident, you break the car. How will you feel it? Or the ladies, you come to Romania to feed the poor, and you see a group of orphans or of street kids, and you say to me, can you use, Alex, your kitchen to make a nice Jersey meal for these kids? And they say, yeah, borrow my kitchen, do it. It's a good ministry, serve the Lord, serve the people. And I don't know what happens there, and you just burn my kitchen. How you feel it? That's how this guy felt. I borrowed, I wanted to help, and now everything turned the other way. There is no joy, there is no fulfillment, there is nothing of these feelings. It's just shame now. Plus that he had to meet Elisha. Now, if you read in verse 6, the man of God asked, where did it fall? Now, for you, just to know that last time, when the prophet asked a servant a question like this, or close to this, it didn't end up well for the servant. It's just the story in chapter 5, when Naaman was healed of leprosy, and Gehazi wanted his money, his gift. He ran and took all that gift with his hand. And when he comes back, Elisha asks him, where have you been? You know how that story ends? With all the leprosy on the servant's body and hands. So, when Elisha asks you a question like this, you don't know how it will end. It may be that he is angry because, look what happened. So, Elisha asks, where did it fall? And for a second, the people don't know what to expect. But Elisha brings God into this story. And everything is changed. He brings the axe to float. And Elisha is a good minister, but not that good. He could have done something different. He could have made the axe not only floating, but flying back in a reverse mode. I will just hold the handle and I will just say, fly. So all the people will see the power of God. And here is the axe. But no, he does something different. If you look in the last verse, yes, he brings the axe to float. But then he talks to this poor guy. He gives him the opportunity to lift it out. Then the man reached out his hand and took it. Instead of leprosy like the other servant, he got his hands wet, but his soul was full of joy. He has been part of a miracle which restored the joy of serving God and serving people. And Elisha did this by purpose. It was well designed to teach us, to teach this man this lesson. We truly enjoy serving God when we are in ministry or when we are serving God because of Him, not because of ourselves. It's a contrast in this story. Gehazi was in ministry for himself to gain whatever he could. This poor guy borrowed took a chance, took a risk, spent time and energy to build a ministry, used all his skills for the glory of God. But he went in this for God's sake, not for himself. And out of this contrast, it's our lesson. When do we truly enjoy our ministry? When we are serving God, not ourselves. Now, let's apply to our lives. Sometimes you want to help, and somebody is criticizing you. It's questioning your motives. You hear, you are hurt, and the joy is sucked out of your heart. Sometimes you want to visit maybe a sick person in the hospital, maybe in one of the residential care homes. And I know that usually you are very careful, but let's say for the purpose of my story, that the floor is slippery and you slipped and you broke your legs. And you wonder, why? I came to serve, I came to do good, and bad things happen. What is the joy? You know, when we serve, bad things can happen. But if we are serving God for God and not for ourselves, always the deep joy is restored to us. Now I know this is a church of servants. I know you help a lot. I know you are involved a lot in helping Mustard Seed, praying for Mustard Seed, and many, many other ministries. And this morning, while I say, well done, I am calling you and I am calling myself that we will serve God for God and not for our own benefits, although God is blessing us too. In this way, our joy will be always restored. Because at the end of the day, it's all about being for Him, not for ourselves. Amen.